Welcome to Deep Into Finance family. We appreciate you being here with us. Give us a like and subscribe to our channel. Share with your friends and family and stay up to date to our future videos. Nuclear power, both for peaceful and military purposes, has been a topic of great interest and concern since the first nuclear bomb was dropped in 1945. While nuclear energy has been used primarily for peaceful purposes, such as generating electricity, there is always a potential risk of it being used for military purposes. In this video, we will explore the various ways in which nuclear power could be used in modern-day wars and the potential consequences that such use could have on the world. Nuclear weapons are the most devastating weapons ever created by humanity. They have the power to wipe out entire cities and populations in a matter of seconds, leaving behind radioactive fallout that could continue to harm people and the environment for decades to come. The destructive power of nuclear weapons is what makes them such an attractive option for nations who wish to deter their enemies or gain an advantage in a conflict. In modern-day wars, nuclear weapons could be used in several ways. One way in which they could be used is by launching a preemptive strike against an enemy's nuclear facilities. This would involve using a nuclear weapon to destroy an enemy's nuclear capabilities before they could launch an attack. This type of attack could be seen as a defensive measure, but it could also trigger a full-scale nuclear war if the enemy retaliated. Another way in which nuclear weapons could be used in modern-day wars is through tactical nuclear strikes. These are small-scale nuclear attacks aimed at destroying specific targets, such as military installations, bunkers, or even enemy troops. The goal of such attacks would be to quickly and decisively disable an enemy's military capabilities while minimizing civilian casualties. However, even a small-scale nuclear attack could have catastrophic consequences, especially if it triggered a chain reaction of retaliation and counterattacks. Nuclear weapons could also be used as a deterrent in modern-day wars. A country possessing nuclear weapons could use them to deter its enemies from attacking by threatening to launch a retaliatory nuclear strike. This type of deterrence is known as mutually assured destruction (MAD). And it is based on the idea that no one would want to risk a nuclear war because it would lead to the destruction of both sides. Aside from using nuclear weapons as weapons of war, there are also concerns about the use of nuclear power for peaceful purposes in modern-day wars. Nuclear power plants could be targeted by an enemy in a conventional war to cause damage and release radiation. Similar to what happened during the Fukushima disaster in Japan in 2011, the potential for a cyber attack on a nuclear power plant is also a concern, as it could lead to a catastrophic meltdown that could release large amounts of radiation into the environment. The use of nuclear power in modern-day wars also raises concerns about the proliferation of nuclear weapons. There are currently 9 countries known to possess nuclear weapons, and there are concerns that other countries may be seeking to develop their own nuclear weapons programs. The more countries that possess nuclear weapons, the higher the risk of nuclear war becomes. Furthermore, the potential consequences of a nuclear war are almost too catastrophic to contemplate. A full-scale nuclear war could lead to the death of billions of people, the destruction of entire cities, and the long-term effects of radiation poisoning. The effects of a nuclear war could also extend far beyond the countries directly involved, affecting the entire world for generations to come. The use of nuclear power in modern-day wars is a topic of great concern and one that must be taken seriously. While nuclear weapons have been effective as a deterrent, their potential use in an actual war could have catastrophic consequences for the world. It is essential for nations to work together to reduce the risk of nuclear war by promoting peaceful solutions and diplomatic resolutions to conflicts used only for peaceful purposes, and that nuclear power plants are secure and protected from potential attacks. The world has already witnessed the devastating effects of nuclear weapons during World War II, and it is essential to prevent any such event from happening again. In recent years, there have been efforts to reduce the number of nuclear weapons through disarmament agreements, such as the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons (NPT). The NPT aims to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons and to promote the peaceful use of nuclear energy. However, the NPT has faced several challenges, including countries that have developed nuclear weapons outside of the treaty's framework, and countries that continue to develop their nuclear capabilities despite international pressure to stop. The tensions between nuclear-armed countries, such as the United States, Russia, and China, have also increased in recent years, raising concerns about the potential for a nuclear conflict. In addition to the risks associated with the use of nuclear weapons, there are also concerns about the long-term effects of radiation exposure. The use of nuclear weapons or the release of radiation from nuclear power plants could lead to long-term health effects, including cancer and genetic mutations, which could affect future generations. The potential consequences of a nuclear war or nuclear accident are too great to ignore, and it is essential to take steps to prevent them from occurring. This includes reducing the number of nuclear weapons through disarmament agreements, strengthening nuclear non-proliferation efforts, securing nuclear power plants, and promoting peaceful solutions to conflicts. The use of nuclear power in modern-day wars is a complex and controversial issue that requires careful consideration. While nuclear weapons have been effective as a deterrent, their potential use in an actual war could have catastrophic consequences for the world. It is essential for nations to work together to reduce the risk of nuclear war by promoting peaceful solutions and diplomatic resolutions to conflicts. Additionally, it is important to address the concerns surrounding the proliferation of nuclear weapons and to ensure that nuclear power is used only for peaceful purposes, and that nuclear power plants are secure and protected from potential attacks. The potential consequences of a nuclear war or nuclear accident are too great to ignore, and it is the responsibility of all nations to work together to prevent them from occurring.